What's going on? My name is Abby. This is Yarrow City Garden, and we garden in Maryland in Zone 7A, and this is a mid-August garden tour. We're going to show you what's growing. Up here we have some native plants. Over here we have little blue stem and Joe Pye weed, and there's also some black knight scabiosa back there, and maybe a little hollyhock shooting up a second growth after we cut it down to the ground. This is our Joan J. Everbearing raspberry. Truly everbearing. I mean, we get raspberries out of here like for such a long season. And here at the bottom are our sweet potatoes, which are actually being grown in fabric bags. Here underneath our peach tree, we have echinacea, anise hyssop, rosemary, strawberries and violets as a ground cover, some calendula that we threw in there, and behind me is a beautiful sorrel. Here in this bed we have mostly a bunch of bell peppers. You can see banana peppers there at the corner. We have some little bell peppers growing here, over here, other shapes of sweet peppers. This is a wall of cucumbers growing up the trellis. There are tons of ripe cucumbers. Actually, we should probably harvest after we do this video. Over there on the other side of the trellis. On the floor of this bed, we also have daikon radish. We have holy basil and a few other pepper types over there on the other side of the bed. You can also see some anise hyssop. And here's some edamame that I think we're just letting dry on there to make some seeds, although it looks like someone else got to it before we did. Here we have a bed of tomatoes. At the bottom, it's peppered with basil, beets, marigolds in the corners. And along the side, we have all of these containers of peppers. This one is a Korean chili. This one is a jalapeno. It's produced a ton this year. A couple different kinds of bell peppers. And you can come in this little tomato cavern and see we have a bunch of different plants. This dwarf Mr. Snow is an especially great producer and a favorite of ours. Down at the feet of the tomatoes, we have some turmeric, peppers, more beets. There's some lettuce and cilantro back there. Oh, the cilantro is starting to flower. Carrots, I see at least one carrot. Tons of basil. Here we have this majestic red sorrel. It's our first time growing this red-leafed variety, and it's way larger than any of the other varieties we're growing. Not to mention stunning. Look at that new growth. Here is another bed of a bunch of tomatoes, and down here at the bottom we have more marigolds and holy basil or tulsi, some regular basil back here. Over here at the foot we have some beans still reaching for their trellis, lettuce, and more basil. On this side, you can find another row of tomatoes, similarly, here with carrots along the bottom, and some tulsi, holy basil, and basil here at the corner of the bed. Over here, we have a bunch more tomatoes. We have Cherokee purples here in the back, which are producing quite heavily, have a lot of nice clusters. We've gotten some good harvests on that so far. Oh, this one's the dwarf Jeremy stripes. That one has been nice. We have a bunch of tulsi there in the middle of the bed, as well as some Italian basil over there at the other end.
Italian basil in there.
Plum tomatoes there in the back.
Yep.
Or Roma, rather.
More
this
tomatoes.
one's the Uluru ochre, which has been so compact. Really great tomato. It's been extra compact this year, it seems.
Beautiful. Yeah. You love your tomato bed?
Yeah. Here we're going kind of deep into the perennial garden, but there are some annual flowers back there, or annual vegetables back there as well. Here we have a sorrel and anise hyssop. Over here we have melon that never gets watered, so hopefully they'll be really sweet. Asparagus, some hyssop kind of going out, as well as salvia there in the back. Finished, well, a few flowers hanging on. This is a native plant called the 9-bark. And over here is our pawpaw tree, one of them. This is a nice guild. Below we have aqualegia, we have some blue vervain, violets, more anise hyssop, Joe Pye weed over here. Beautiful. And down here is one of our last annual beds. Lots of peppers down here, mostly bell peppers and turmeric, with a couple of sorrel back here and a kale plant over there in the corner. Also more blue vervain and violets on the ground.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we have there's a purple pepper back here and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't know if you can see it with your camera. Oh yeah, this collard green that has been feasted upon, and I was considering taking it out. This is the Myoga ginger, which is cool. A cold hardy ginger, where you eat these cool little flower buds. Over here is another perennial area. You'll see this beautiful sunflower. Sorry to the bee who we scared away with the camera. That one's not camera shy. Beautiful. And down below we have buttonbush, milkweed, coreopsis, rudbeckia, more blue vervain. There's a pawpaw back there that's doing okay.
It's doing good.
Yeah.
It's growing. We have witch hazel too. This is or witch hazel growing with black coal hash and some sedges with some aqualegia, more blue vervain. Keeping it simple around here.
And over here is more sorrel. This one is the white sorrel. You can't see the calyxes yet, but you can see that here at the junctures it's much more light, and the stems as well than this Jamaican red sorrel here behind it. More Jamaican red sorrel behind there. This is a European elderberry. We have Joe Pye weed back there. Passion flower.
Our passion flower got a hit from my weeding this morning.
Ah.
But we have more elderberries.
Nice.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Joe Pye weed. And here's a wall of sorrels. So
that's right.
I think the sorrels are gonna bloom this week.
They're coming one by one. Mm-hmm. This is a purple raspberry. This year the catbirds got almost all of them. We barely got to taste it. A couple honorable mentions, although it doesn't look great because it's the summer, the dazzling blue kale. However, it does survive throughout the summer, so a nice thing to have in your garden. It's always good to have a plant where you can come out and get a couple greens. Butterfly milkweed. Is this just the self-seeded zinnia from last year?
No, I threw it there.
You put it there. More sorrel.
And I think that's it for the backyard.
Yeah, this is the peach tree. The plum tree. Oops. With a beautiful little blue stem underneath it. It was so small last year and is really taking up space nicely.
Did we tour this bed?
We didn't tour this bed, where we have a few turmerics.
We took out the cukes.
And we have these dry beans. It's the Kebarika dry beans. So they'll stay on there until they are dry and ready for shelling.
Beautiful.
Oh, I don't know. I was hoping we could find one of the flowers because they are pretty. This collage pepper, looking pretty good in this evening light.
Stunning in this evening light.
Yeah.
Wow. Backyard garden is doing lovely.
Yeah. And then our apple tree. I can't wait until I can sit here as a bench.
Right?
Yeah. In
no,
a couple decades.
Definitely. Probably before then.
Okay, on the way to the front yard, we got to stop by the container garden. The entrance of the container garden shows us a couple eggplants. Ooh, that one's ready to be harvested. That one's like literally perfect. Beautiful eggplant flower. The white eggplants over here, you can see how they got their name. That really does look like an egg coming out of a little green leaf. And then we have ginger up to the front on this side with a few peppers that we'll show you when we get here. On this side is a turmeric promenade.
Wow, it's beautiful.
Looking just regal, just so nice.
I suspect we'll be getting some flowers soon.
I'd be happy, but you know, whatever. The leaves are the prettiest part, so I'm satisfied with whatever we've got. Then we have a bunch of Scotch bonnet peppers over here. A couple different kinds. We have a variety of seed sources, so we have a red one and like a yellowish orange one.
Cool.
One that came back from being lit on fire. And over here we have a couple more. Did we harvest the ripe one?
Scotch
No, it's still on there.
Yeah, I saw that.
First ripe Scotchy of the season.
We're grateful.
Nice. So grateful. And then we have a couple different kinds of sorrel over here. These ones in the plastic pots are a different variety than the Jamaican red sorrel that we saw in the back.
Beautiful.
We have some over here. This is the Thai early sorrel. Next is another Jamaican red sorrel, which has just started flowering. You can see these are going to flower. You can see these tiny calyxes, which will in the future bring forth a beautiful pinkish flower with a red center. We have a goji berry here. We've had so much trouble growing goji berry, so if anybody out there has some recommendations for us, the goji always looks like it's suffering a little bit. It has flowered many times, but we haven't gotten any berries, so we're looking for goji berry advice. Next to it, we have this sweet fern, which I wish you could smell. I mean, it smells like cinnamon and cloves, but it's a native plant here on Turtle Island.
Beautiful.
Now we're going to focus on some of our blooms. We're at the end of the prairie dock bloom season, but it has been delightful. We have this rose bud about to open. This is a rose that blooms so much of the year.
Yeah, it's been blooming pretty hard.
What a blessing. Yeah.
And then we have
a loaded little pepper.
Here.
Yeah.
Cool.
And more sorrel. Unfortunately, the blooms open up in the morning and close in the afternoon, so that's all we're going to get for that flower. You can see the little calyxes coming along, getting ready. There's a couple down here. That one's looking pretty cute. Behind the sorrel, this is a blood orange that lives inside. It's very thorny. We keep it in this pot, but we bring it outside in the summer. Probably quite far from reproducing, but the leaves are nice and it's a pretty plant. A volunteer tomato popped up in there this year, so we let it grow. We have a fig over here in a pot. Some Pippin's golden honey peppers here with strawberries and violets ground cover. This is a blackberry. Triple Crown, what is it?
Primark Freedom.
Primark Freedom, okay, thank you. Cardinal flower, beautiful native plant, the red lobelia. A couple more pepper plants. Over here, some poor dry tomatoes, Black Beauty, one of the best varieties out.
Yeah, I felt the brunt up.
Yeah, it's been very dry lately. But we have some nice blooms over here, more cardinal flower, the coxcomb, which just looks so luxurious, and they always have this incredible ability to come back after looking very tiny and pathetic. Alliums. Should we go up to the front and enjoy some more blooms? The blazing star sent out some side shoots, it looks like. So these are new blossoms after it was deadheaded. It's echinacea, past its prime, but kind of hanging on there, looking like faded beauty. Zinnias, coreopsis. More rudbeckia hirta. And we've got to go look at that spotted bee balm. Honorable mention to this sunflower, which you probably were like, what's that huge thing? Yeah, I don't know what to say. How tall do you think it is? Let us know in the comments. Compared to me, I'm 5'3". So how many times taller is it? Maybe at least twice as tall. Just waiting on those late season sunflower blooms. Always a blessing. The rest of our front yard plants include this little blue stem right here on stage right. Sweet woodruff, which was actually a wonderful ground cover for much of the summer. It's looking pretty dry now that we've been in a drought for several weeks. More of the huge sunflower aronia berry here. And a New England aster, always crusty looking, but still hanging on. Underneath the fig, we have, well, there's more little blue stem, comfrey.
Look at the little blue stem seeds.
Yeah, they look beautiful. So that's what's going on in our garden here in Zone 7A in Maryland in mid-August. Let us know what you think in the comments. Give us some tips on the rough parts, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Peace.